Kyle Busch went an entire season without winning for the first time in his career. Most sponsors would have walked away. Zone Premium nicotine pouches just did the opposite. What they announced on January 23rd has everyone wondering if Rowdy is about to remind NASCAR why they feared him in the first place. Richard Childress Racing shared important news on January 23rd. Zone Premium nicotine pouches will continue as the main sponsor for Kyle Busch and the number 8 team through the 2026 season. This announcement comes at a key moment for Busch. The 2025 season was difficult as he went winless for the first time in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Having a sponsor stay committed gives the team stability and confidence as they work to improve and get back to winning. The confirmation from RCR represents far more than just a financial arrangement. In the high-stakes world of NASCAR Cup Series racing, securing a primary sponsor who remains committed through performance struggles, for Kyle Busch, a driver who has built his reputation on winning and competitiveness over more than 2 decades in NASCAR's premier series, having this foundation secured allows the entire organization to focus exclusively on the performance improvements needed to return to championship contention. Zone Premium nicotine pouches has proven to be more than just a typical corporate sponsor. Their decision to remain as the anchor partner despite a winless season speaks volumes about their belief in both Kyle Busch as a brand ambassador and Richard Childress Racing as an organization capable of competing at the highest level. In modern NASCAR, where sponsorship relationships can be fragile and heavily dependent on immediate results, this kind of loyalty and long-term thinking has become increasingly rare and valuable. The partnership extension comes with an exciting visual rebrand centered around the Rowdy persona that has defined Kyle Busch throughout his career. The Rowdy moniker has been synonymous with Busch since his early days in NASCAR, representing his aggressive driving style, fierce competitiveness, and willingness to push boundaries both on and off the track. By centering the 2026 paint scheme and branding around this established identity, Zone Premium nicotine pouches is making a strategic choice to lean into what makes Kyle Busch one of the most recognizable and marketable figures in motorsports. This Rowdy rebrand represents smart marketing from multiple angles. For Zone, aligning their product with a personality as bold and distinctive as Kyle Busch creates immediate brand recognition and association. The nicotine pouch market has become increasingly competitive. The visual identity that comes with the Rowdy branding will be plastered across racetracks throughout the season, generating millions of impressions. For Kyle Busch personally, the rebrand offers an opportunity to reconnect with his core identity at a moment when he needs it most. The 2025 season marked the first time in Busch's Cup Series career that he completed a full season without visiting victory lane. For a driver who has accumulated 63 career Cup Series wins and 2 championships, going an entire year without winning represents uncharted and uncomfortable territory. The Rowdy rebrand serves as a reminder of who Kyle Busch is at his core: a fighter, a competitor, and someone who has never backed down from a challenge throughout his career. The timing of this announcement carries additional significance when viewed through the lens of where Richard Childress Racing stands as an organization. RCR is one of NASCAR's most storied teams. While the partnership between Busch and RCR has shown flashes of the potential everyone hoped for, consistency has remained elusive. The 2025 season in particular presented challenges that even the most optimistic observers could not have anticipated. For a team built around one of NASCAR's winningest active drivers to go an entire season without reaching victory lane raised questions about whether the partnership could deliver on its initial promise. The business side of NASCAR has evolved dramatically over the past decade, with teams requiring substantial financial backing to compete at the highest level. The costs associated with running a competitive Cup Series program have escalated significantly. When a primary sponsor commits to a multi-year partnership, it allows a team to make strategic investments with confidence rather than operating in constant survival mode, worrying about next season's funding. For the number 8 team specifically, this sponsorship security creates opportunity for stability within the crew and engineering staff. NASCAR success requires consistency not just in driver talent, but in the people who prepare the cars, make strategy calls, and execute on race day. Kyle Busch has always been one of NASCAR's top merchandise sellers, with fans drawn to his personality and willingness to speak his mind. A fresh visual identity centered around the Rowdy persona gives fans new reasons to update their gear and show support for their favorite driver. The revenue generated through merchandise sales represents an important income stream for both the driver and the team, supplementing the primary sponsorship dollars and creating additional financial stability. Looking ahead to the 2026 season, the pressure on Kyle Busch and the number 8 team will be immense. NASCAR fans have long memories, and 2 consecutive seasons without a victory would represent unprecedented territory for a driver of Busch's caliber and reputation. However, pressure is nothing new for someone who has performed on NASCAR's biggest stages throughout his career. The security provided by Zone's continued partnership removes at least one source of stress, allowing everyone to focus exclusively on the performance side of the equation. The competition in NASCAR's Cup Series has never been more intense. The next-gen car introduced in recent seasons has created a level of parity that makes winning more difficult than ever before. On any given weekend, 15 to 20 teams have legitimate shots at victory, and the margin between winning and finishing outside the top 10 often comes down to the smallest details in setup, strategy, or execution. For Richard Childress Racing to elevate the number 8 team back to victory lane will require excellence in every area, from the shop to the pit box to behind the wheel. Kyle Busch brings experience and determination that few drivers in the garage can match. His 63 Cup Series victories place him among the all-time greats in NASCAR history. He has won on every type of track on the schedule, from short tracks to super speedways, road courses to intermediate ovals. That depth of experience and success does not simply disappear overnight. The talent that produced 2 championships and decades of winning remains present. What the 2026 season will determine is whether Richard Childress Racing can provide Busch with the equipment and support necessary to showcase that talent once again. The Rowdy rebrand serves as a rallying cry for everyone associated with the number 8 program. It represents a return to the aggressive, competitive mindset that has defined Kyle Busch throughout his career. After a year of frustration and disappointment, the fresh visual identity and renewed commitment from Zone Premium Nicotine Pouches provides an opportunity to reset expectations. For NASCAR fans, the 2026 season is about one big question: can Kyle Busch start winning again? The sport is more exciting when its biggest stars are fighting for victories. With stability behind him, Busch could once again be one of the toughest drivers to beat. Richard Childress Racing building its plans around Busch's Rowdy image shows confidence that he still has more wins ahead. The support from Zone Premium Nicotine Pouches gives the team the backing it needs to chase wins, not just talk about them. Now it comes down to results on the track.